the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to let them rig the presidential election of 2024. We're not going to allow it. Look what happened to our country. And Washington, D.C., our capital, Washington, D.C. has become a dirty, crime-ridden death trap that must be taken over and properly run with kid gloves and beautiful and stack it with money and clean it and fix it. I see marble that's got graffiti all over it, and what a horrible, dirty roads. I see roads that haven't been cleaned in 6 months. You'd see containers of McDonald's where the container is 6 months old. Cars have been riding on it. Water's been raining on it. And stuff has been laying on the ground. It's 2 inches thick. It's disgusting what's happened. It will be a part of my election. You know, it has been a part of my election platform. I used to run when I was would go out, see somebody, would go to a visit or would go to the airport or something. And every time I rode through, my eyes are watching the medians. Like, you got to fix that median. That median's been broken now for a month. You got to this, you got to that. Why is there rust all over the place? Why is there paper? They'd have people coming after me, and I'd say, you got to clean that. You got to paint that. You got to take the graffiti off of the Lincoln. I'll tell you what, you look at the Lincoln Memorial where I go up there and they had graffiti on it. I said, I want that thing cleaned immediately. Immediately. They want to rip down the Jefferson Memorial. But I would have very open eyes. You know, being in real estate, I always kept clean properties. I like clean, well-run, you know, tippy-top, we say, tippy-top. We want them to be tippy-top. Well, our capital is the opposite of tippy-top. It's a shit house. Horrible. It's horrible. It's so horrible. You know, our parks are littered and dirty and disgusting. And many, many homeless are living there. We have to take care of our homeless. We have to get them out. This is the capital of, in theory, it should be the capital of the world. It's no longer the capital of the world, but it will be again. It will be again. We want it clean, we want it beautiful, and we want it safe. Last night, 2 people were shot, and that was a good night, okay? Every day, people are being shot, they're being killed, they're being badly hurt in good neighborhoods. In good neighborhoods. We're going to end that. You know, when they started ripping down monuments or trying to rip down monuments, I found an old statute and I signed it immediately and had a news conference, and it said, if you touch a monument, if you do anything to destroy or hurt a monument, even if you don't do it but you're trying to do it, you get 10 years in jail, effective immediately. And as soon as I did that, everything stopped. Everything stopped. I took over a mess. They even wanted to rip down a Lincoln statue. You know, Lincoln freed the slaves. Lincoln was a great man. He was a great president. George Washington, they don't like him either. In California, they have many schools that were named Washington High School. Many of those names have been removed. It's not even believable what's happening. But we will make the Capitol magnificent, more beautiful than it was. We're going to make it more beautiful than it was. I look at the sidewalks. The sidewalks are all cracked and dirty, and yet we spend hundreds of billions of dollars. We spend trillions of dollars giving that money to foreign countries, and we don't even know where it goes. You'll learn where it goes when you see these beautiful 400-foot yachts pulling up to the dock. Someday, how did he make so much money? Let's not talk about it. You'll see what's going to happen. But our sidewalks are broken. Our roads are disgusting. You have asphalt that hasn't been changed in 15 years, and it's in our big, beautiful streets with names on them. Pennsylvania Avenue. I did a hotel there, a great hotel. It was a big success. It was a great thing. I did it, and I sold it at the right time, obviously, because people aren't buying hotels there right now. People aren't visiting there right now. It's too dangerous. We have a capital that if you go there, you get shot. And we're not going to have that anymore. So we're taking over. And with this in mind, there's no way I can get a fair trial. You know, I'm supposed to be getting, because Donald Trump challenged the election. So let's put him in jail for the rest of his life, okay? Even though it was a crooked election. Do you ever know, they only go after the people that challenge the results of the election. They don't go after the people that cheated. Those people are free. Those people have no problem. If you want to challenge the result of an election, they hound you. Look what happened this weekend with 2 good people. They hound them and they scare them, but we don't get scared. We don't get scared. I'll tell you what, I don't mind being Nelson Mandela because I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for a reason. Doing it for a reason. We got to save our country from these fascists, these lunatics that we're dealing with. They're horrible people, and they're destroying our country. I talk about threats from within and threats from outside. The threats from within, in my opinion, are far more dangerous than the threats of China and Russia, because if you're smart and you know how to deal, you can hold China and Russia and North Korea. Look at the relationship. North Korea, who's now acting up again, but I had a great relationship. You were not in any danger. If you have a smart person, if you have the right person as president, they are not threats. You can get them to do things. You can get them to spin on tops. But these sick people from inside our country, these fascists and these Marxists and these communists, remember I said, we will never have a nation that's socialistic, right? We will never be a socialistic nation, ever. I said it at the State of the Union, and everybody applauded, but I was wrong. It's one of the only things. Did you ever see where they say Trump was right about everything? I was wrong. We didn't stop at socialism. We went right to communism, Marxism, fascism. We never stopped. So I say that was wrong because we're not socialistic. Right now, when they start playing with your elections and trying to arrest their political opponent, I mean, I can do that too. I can, if I win, which I hope we do because we're not going to have a country, but if I win, I could then say, I don't know, this guy, this Democrat's doing great. I don't like the poll numbers. Attorney General, come down, arrest that guy, will you please? Give him a subpoena. Indict him. That's the end of him. This is the first time in history that somebody's been indicted and his poll numbers have gone up. When you get indicted, it's true, because the people understand it's bullshit. It's bullshit. They understand it. No, they understand it. But if you're more of a normal politician, let's say you're a normal and you're a congressman, you're a senator, you're anything, you don't have a big voice. We all have a big voice, you know, so I can explain what it is and you can make your own determination. And by the way, even the lawyers say these indictments are, it's ridiculous. But I could say to my Attorney General, indict the guy that I'm running against because he's killing me in the polls. And generally speaking, that guy's gone. He's out of politics. I've seen it 100 times where a man gets indicted, he's a congressman or something, and he goes to the mic within 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be leaving to defend my honor, and I will be spending a lot of time with my family. I will be spending great amounts of time. I love my family and my wife so much. I will be spending great amounts, and I will fight for justice. And that's the end of him. You never hear from him again. You don't know what the hell even happened. Nobody ever checks. But with me, we took the opposite approach. We exposed them for being lunatics and being horrible people. But we can do, you know, they've unleashed something, and it's honestly, it's a very bad thing. It's very dangerous what they do. Fannie Willis in Atlanta. People say, what was the crime? The DA, they say there's no crime in New York, which is, by the way, controlled by the DOJ. They took their top guy in the DOJ and put him into the DA's office. How the hell would you like my life? Would you like my life? Well, I have to go home, darling.